Hi, everyone. Welcome to Three Bone Theater. It's a YouTube channel where we talk about our upcoming show. For you in May, we have Thoughts of a Colored Man. And today we have the playwright joining us to talk a little bit about the show itself and his journey to creating such a beautiful piece of work. Hi, Keenan. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. I just want you to know I read the shows pretty far in advance because we have them coming, and I have been
Yes.
so excited for this particular production. So
Thank you.
I want to jump into, I'm not going to say stalking, but I researched,
Yes.
obviously. And I know you started in a world of kind of poetry and then you worked yourself into a playwright.
Yes.
So I'd love for you to share with the audience how your journey got you where you are.
Well, I'm originally a slam poet, like you just said. I'm originally from Queens, New York. When I was younger, when my parents split, we moved down to Maryland outside of DC. So when I was 15 years old, I discovered the underground world of slam poetry. And I started competing while I was in high school. I did that for several years, which I got bit by like that acting, performing bug. So at 18, I decided to go to college to study acting. And once I was in college, that was my first time ever studying acting formally, even though I was performing on stage as a poet, because I had aspirations of, writing and acting for TV and film as well. Once I was there going through the lexicon of theater shows and reading through the canon, I wasn't seeing myself in these great American dramas that they told me that I needed to know as a thespian, right? So I took it upon myself to say, you know what, I want to write something where if I was on stage, I could see myself, I could see my community, I can see my friends, I can see my family members. And that was the early origins of thinking that I could write a play, right? I was a poet that was trying to write a play, and that small idea in my dorm room ended up turning into Thoughts of a Colored Man. And that started the journey that I'm on now. When I got to my senior year in college, I presented it as kind of like my senior project. I kind of wanted to go out with a bang before I graduated, do something that I hadn't done while I was in school. And it had crazy success on campus. And that really showed me right there that the importance of producing and owning and creating your own work from top to bottom. And that really changed the trajectory of my career. And once I graduated, I hit the ground running back in New York, workshops and readings and festivals and, networking events and things of that nature until my name started catching on and things started snowballing. And then I ended up meeting my lead producer. We set forth a plan in hopes of getting to Broadway. And we did. So
You
the
did.
journey has been a long one, but a beautiful one.
I will tell you in our first read through with our cast, more than one actor reiterated this was the first time in their career that they were able to share the stage with a full group of Black men. So not only is your play a wonderful experience for the audience, but for each of our actors that day, there was something so beautiful around the table because even our director is a local legend. And he was like, I have never, when I moved to Charlotte, there were like three of us, right? There
It
were
doesn't
three of
happen.
them taking
Yeah.
on. And
Yeah,
then
it
here
doesn't
we
happen.
are.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful, and that's what the play is for. And I love hearing things like that. Because I too have been in those spaces where maybe one other Black man might be in a production, might be behind the scenes, working, but never was I able to look around the room and see so many Black men on stage with me, and that the spirit of that has carried through, and that's the foundation that I created back in 2006, right? I premiered it in 2009. I didn't even have enough Black men in my theater department to fulfill the role, so I had to enlist my friends. So the first original cast was mostly my friends, and the beautiful thing is the spirit that we poured into that piece so many years ago still exists today. So to have that feeling in rooms and rehearsals and read-throughs that young Black men across the nation can now have, it's just beautiful.
It is. I will also note, reading the script, I think all of us can see someone we know. I can see my father, I can see my brother. And so I'd love to hear from you, like, who were some of your inspirations when you were writing this piece?
You're exactly right. A lot of those characters are composite characters of best friends, um, passerbyers in the community. We all know that guy, you know, that we might see on the street corner that talks about how he used to be nice, right?
Yep.
Whatever sport he played or whatever the case may be, we all know that guy. Wisdom is loosely based off my uncle, right? I wanted to portray and tell stories that my father has told me, that my cousins and my uncles. So really, the inspiration for this piece comes from the community and from people I know. And a lot of them are composite characters and experiences of my own or someone very close to me, that I was able to put in this piece. That's why when you read, when you're able to view it, hopefully the audience, when they're able to come and see it next month, that they'll be able to see their grandfather, their father, their uncle, brother, cousin, and so forth. So that's beautiful that that comes across.
Curious, theater, you mentioned it in college. I also majored in theater and was the
Yes.
only Black woman in our theater department when I came in. So
I think
I'm
we had two.
curious, getting such a piece to Broadway when theater itself has such a history of not really letting us be the center, right? Or have such a strong cast. Did you find moments in that process where it was so frustrating, but you kind of knew this needed to happen?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think in general, getting a piece to Broadway is very hard. It's a different level of difficulty, even outside of auditioning for a play,
Mhm.
right? Actually being the creator is very, very difficult just on the surface level. Then add on the layer of a piece that is that has Black creatives, and then add on another piece where all of the characters are Black men, right? So it was I definitely had an uphill battle. I had great people that supported me. I had great people on the producerial team, and the creative team, just all around, just beautiful, beautiful human beings to help usher it in. Clearly, I didn't do it by myself, but I absolutely knew how important this piece was. This piece has always been bigger than myself. I always tell everybody that has been around me that my actors, my creative team, my director, I did not create this piece for me. I created this piece because I saw a void for young Black men as we were studying the art form of theater, not having pieces to do, not having monologues, and especially contemporary work, right? There is work out there. Clearly, I'm not the first. I stand on the shoulders of many, of James Baldwin and August Wilson and many, 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 many others. But I knew this piece was important because we needed to be seen in an authentic, truthful way. And I knew how impactful it would be if we was able to make it to Broadway and to have one of the biggest spotlights on us, that this piece will be able to spread so young Black men can gravitate towards and have something that they can say that is theirs, because I created it for all of us.
Wonderful. I want you to know, one of the things we believe in as Three Bone is that the show doesn't end at the theater. And so we
Yes.
work really hard, similar to you, to make sure there are takeaways. So there are discussion guides that go with every show, and it's got books you should read, more media you should take in, because we recognize that some of our audience has never had to, because what's canon for them is not canon for
Correct.
us, right?
Correct.
And so there is media to take in, books to read, movies to watch, and other ideas of how you can get out and make an impact in the world and share your stories. Because it is important for us to get contemporary work, is to start getting people ready to talk about what's happening and
Yes.
create your future writers, because you never know what someone's going to come up with.
You never know.
And it's going to be out there for the masses. We've also been working with a youth group, just so you're aware. They've been writing their own stories, and it's been interesting to hear them share themselves. But I think that's something that might have been missing from our childhood, right? Until you got to the point where you could write that poem in class. But
Yes.
I know when you wrote that poem in class, you were questioned a little bit, because how
I
could you be
was.
that good?
I was.
And so we're trying to shift that work around what we do, so we give people voices
That's
and where
amazing.
they
I'm
need
happy
to
to hear
be.
that.
Yeah. So if you were to talk to someone directly in the audience and they just left the show, what would you want them to take home with them?
The core of Thoughts of a Colored Man is empathy. I wanted to create this show because without empathy, we have no desire to know a person deeper than the surface level. And my hope always for this piece was, when audience members walked away, that I have deeper empathy for Black men. We are often portrayed with heavy stereotypes. We are portrayed, especially in entertainment, in a monolithic way. And I wanted to show as much spectrum of the Black male community as much as possible that I could. I'm not the definitive voice, but I wanted to tell as many stories as possible and show as much of the spectrum as I could in these 7 men. So for anybody in the audience, whatever your background is, your race, orientation, upbringing, socioeconomical background, I would hope that everybody would bring away some more empathy than what they came with. Depending on what your background is, I think everybody will walk away with something different. They will see someone different, and they will have a different relationship with that person that they see on the stage, but hopefully all walk away with more empathy.
I think that's a good word to wrap up all that we want them to see. Now, this is the point in every video that I remind everyone watching this that I warn you to get your tickets now, because without a doubt, the show will sell out. And you're gonna call me later and be like, what happened? I thought I had a chance to see the show. And I'm gonna be like, you remember in the beginning in April, I said, buy your tickets now. So this is my warning to everyone. You heard it from me. Keenan, I'm sure you can second my plea that people should get their tickets now.
Absolutely, get them
because
now.
This is a wonderful opportunity, a wonderful show. It's got range and depth, and no other time have we been able to collect this many Black men on stage to tell their stories in our community that's full of Black creatives. Charlotte is a wonderful creative hub, but sometimes outlets are not where we need them to be. So get your tickets now. Show opens May 3rd, goes through May 18th. You have now been warned. This is me warning everybody again. Keenan, I want to thank you for taking a few minutes out of your day to chat with me so that we can hear a little bit of how you came to think and create the show. I love that it started from a thought way back when, and you spent your years making this happen, because it is bigger than an individual. So we appreciate you here at Three Bone. We're excited to tell this story, and we're excited for our audiences to get to see it.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you to Three Bone Theater. Thank you to Charlotte. I can't wait for you all to see it. It's beautiful that the play is expanding. I love the city of Charlotte, so hope you all enjoy the show when y'all come and see it.
Fantastic.